What's going on, people? Level Up Media. So in this video I will be speaking comparatively about two artists that I really like. They go by the names of Faith Evans and Kelly Price. Someone actually mentioned that I should do this comparison in the comment section of one of my previous videos, and upon thinking about it I said, you know what, I think it will actually make a good comparison because I generally think they're in the same tier as artists, which makes the comparison more interesting. So let's start with Kelly Price. Kelly Price was born and raised in Queens, New York, and started off singing in her church from around 10 years of age. She started singing professionally as a backup singer, I believe from the age of 14. Don't quote me on that, but if I can recall, it was from the age of 14. Her first major musical involvement was being a backup vocalist for George Michael, I believe, in Madison Square Garden. This got her noticed and further led to her doing background vocals for Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, and Aretha Franklin. So Kelly Price had already sung with the best of them before she even started her solo career. Because if you want to talk about greatest female vocalists of all time, those three names, Mariah, Whitney, and Aretha, will definitely come up somewhere somehow. So she did backup vocals for around 6 years before coming into her own and releasing her first album in 1998 entitled Soul of a Woman. She's currently recorded 8 albums to date, so she's definitely been putting in that work. Okay, so let's speak about Faith. Faith Evans, just like Kelly Price, started off singing in church from around the age of 4. She actually went on tour singing with a gospel group called the Spiritual Uplifters at age 14. So sorry, I might have got it mixed up with Kelly Price and Faith Evans. So Faith Evans has started professionally singing from age 14. Then at age 22, Faith Evans released her first album in 1995 entitled Faith. Just like Kelly Price, she has recorded 8 albums to date. So Kelly and Faith are pretty much on par with each other. They both started singing in church from early. They've both recorded 8 albums. They both broke onto the scene professionally, not too far apart from each other. And they both sing in mezzo-soprano, which I will get into shortly. So let's look at the first 2 albums from each artist. So Kelly definitely had some songs that I liked, such as Love Sets You Free, featuring Aaron Hall. I think that one was my favorite, and that one really made me recognize Kelly Price as one of the solidified greats on the scene. Then she had songs like You Should Have Told Me, and of course the one she's widely known for, Friend of Mine. And the one thing I would say about Kelly Price is that her songs are very well written and very well articulated. And in addition to that, her delivery makes you really feel what she's saying in the song. You don't just hear it, but you actually feel what she's talking about. So that's what I would say about Kelly. So let's look at some of the ones I like from Faith Evans. So of course, she had Caramel Kisses. I mean, that one was an absolute hitter. Then she had Ain't Nobody. Like, that one was the first track that left me amazed at Faith Evans' voice. That one was another hitter. Then she had Love Like This, You Used to Love Me, No Other Love, All Night Long. Like, Faith had hits for days, I'm telling you. And her interludes were so powerful as well. And Don't Let Me Forget Soon As I Get Home. Do not let me forget that one, because you already know that one was a certified slow jam Hall of Famer. So for me, in conclusion, just based off their first 2 albums, I'd have to choose Faith. I'm not saying by miles, but I would definitely think that Faith Evans has the edge. But what I would say is, like, I like both of their styles, meaning their sound. I think Kelly was more of a soul R&B poster girl. If you think about soul and R&B in the 90s or early 2000s, Kelly Price's name must be mentioned. Like, that was her thing. She did that. But I think Faith Evans was a bit more unique. Like, even with the beat she used, So she used like hip hop, R&B, and pop, you know. So I think that it was a bit more versatile in that respect. And not only that, I think Faith has a few more songs that are outside romance and relationships. Kelly does have some as well, but I mean, Faith has like a signature with it, especially with songs like Good Life and All Night Long. So in terms of vocals, Faith Evans has a vocal range of over 3 octaves and sings in mezzo soprano, which is the lower soprano tone, and has a silky and soulful vocal delivery. Kelly Price has a vocal range of about 2.5 octaves and also sings in mezzo soprano and has a thick, soulful and rich vocal delivery. Now, ironically, Kelly Price and Faith Evans have actually sung together on Whitney Houston's Heartbreak Hotel song. Now, if you ask me, there's not really much between them vocally. There really isn't, and it probably comes down to a matter of preference, but I'd probably go with Faith Evans. As I've said before, I can remember being younger, listening to Faith sing on her track entitled Ain't Nobody, and I remember just being amazed at her silky, soulful delivery along with her crazy runs and riffs. And the thing is, she made it sound so effortless, like she wasn't even trying too hard. So that's why I would give the edge to Faith Evans over Kelly Price. But don't get it twisted, Kelly Price is an amazing vocalist also. And in terms of status between Kelly and Faith, I'd have to say Faith is the more iconic and has had a greater impact globally. And in my opinion, she would have been even greater if she wasn't connected to certain questionable characters. I won't mention any names. But yeah, I think her appeal was greater, and I think people from all races and background could gravitate towards Faith Evans with ease. I think Faith Evans has everything you need to be a globally marketable artist. But shout out to both of these artists. It was a privilege growing up listening to both of them. They're both amazing. I would say that Faith takes the lead, but Kelly Price is definitely a formidable talent. So shout out to Kelly Price. Shout out to Faith Evans. So that's all from me, guys. Until the next time, I'll see you on the other side. Peace.